Hey guys, so I've maybe got about 10 minutes to shoot through this video before my dad comes back downstairs from his shower, because I'm not filming in front of anyone. So in the last one it occurred to me that I didn't really reveal anything too personal about me. I don't feel like you got to know me the way that you may want to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this Tumblr tagged one and change it into a YouTube suited one. I just found it off Google Images and hopefully this will work fine. And sorry if I'm talking too fast so some of you understand, I'm really sorry, I do talk really fast. But yeah, let's get into these 50 questions. So, my full name is Courtney Sarah Soloway. As mentioned in my last one, I wasn't named after anyone by my first name. My second name was my dad's best friend at the time though, and she still is. She's like an auntie to me. My zodiac sign is complicated. I was born on the 23rd of September, so I'm born on a cusp, which means that I have two zodiac signs depending on how many days in the year, that kind of thing. So I'm a Libra or a Virgo. I think currently this year I'm a Libra. I'm not sure. Mind. 3 fears. Bluntly, clowns. I had a bad experience as a child where a clown tried to take me from the audience and I was kicking and screaming no. So he ended up taking my uncle to play a rigged piano instead. I hate spiders, I can't stand them. My friend has a pet tarantula and I always make her hide them because I can't deal. And what would be my final fear? I used to have a fear of heights, but I don't really anymore. I have this really irrational fear of like being left alone, like I'd have no one else left in the world to turn to, which is really deep, but that is just how it is for me. 3 things I love. I love music, I love makeup, and I love animals. I'm a big animal person. Spiders are the only animals I don't deal with. Now we get a little bit more intimate, but I'm not going to go too intimate. I've got 4 turn-ons on the list, so I would say these probably wouldn't be like turn-ons, but something I'd look for in the person that I would date. That would be to be taller than me, have a good sense of humour, I'm a sucker for blue eyes, and I do like long hair. And 4 turn-offs would be big-headedness, cockiness, in a certain sense though. There's being cocky, but then there's being like arrogant, I think. What else would there be? I'm not really big on people that are shorter than me, that's just a preference. And finally, I would say like a bad sport, someone that doesn't like to get on with other people. My best friend. So I've got loads of friends, and if I didn't say all of them I'd probably get kicked in the arse, but I would say that my closest friend would be my friend Becca. I don't see her as often as I'd like, but we've always got each other's back. We only ever fell out once, and that was because one other person filled both our heads with all this doubt, and when I spoke to her about it, we saw each other at a nightclub and we ended up crying at each other, falling into each other's arms kind of thing, and we've been fine ever since. My sexual orientation, I identify as a bisexual female. My best first date would be my first date with my current partner. He came down and he met all of my friends at that time in one go, and we just had a really funny evening. He had to go quite early because obviously he had to travel all the way home. We had a lot of fun. How tall am I? I am part of the short people club. I am only 5'2". I'm a tiny person. What do I miss? I mentioned in my previous video that I have cold urticaria. I miss being able to go out and not having to bring this big heavy coat with me just in case I got cold. It's really annoying. What time was I born? I think I was born around 9:15 AM in that sort of area. My favourite colour would be black or blue. Do I have a crush? Celebrity crushes I have plenty of, but real life people, like, well, I say real life people, people who are non-celebrities, no, just my partner. Favourite quote, I don't have a favourite quote, but I do go by the stereotypical Kurt Cobain's, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. It's not my favourite quote, but I do tend to live by it. Oh gosh. My favourite place would either be where my boyfriend lives. It's such a beautiful area, or Brighton in the UK. I first went there when I was about 12 years old, and I just fell in love, like madly in love with the place. Do I use sarcasm? No, that was a really bad joke. No, I do use sarcasm quite a lot with people I'm friends with. What am I listening to right now? I'm not listening to anything right now. I'm currently listening to the fan in the kitchen go off as it cooks food. First thing I noticed in a new person. Typically, I notice how they react to other people, most specifically to myself. If they seem really taken aback and like funny with the way that I am, then I react to that. But I also notice a person's eyes. If they have eye contact with me, then that's something I notice straight away. My shoe size is 6.5. My eye colour is at the moment a bit of a greeny colour. I don't know if you can really see that, but it changes between blue, grey and green. My hair colour is currently blue, but naturally I'm a very, very dark blonde. Favourite style of clothing, if I had every ounce of money I love anything on the alternative spectrum: gothic, punk, cyber, industrial. I love everything really. Ever done a prank call? When I was about 12, but it's never really been my thing. What colour underwear am I wearing right now? I'm wearing black. I always wear black clothes, so. Meaning behind my URL, I think my URL is just my name, so that's nice and easy. My favourite movie would be Dragonheart, because I watched it for the first time at my uncle's as a kid and fell in love with it, and I still cry every time the ending comes along. No spoilers here. And Repo the Genetic Opera would be my close second, as it's such a good tie of horror, gore and musicals, which is something I'm big on. Favourite band? I don't have a favourite band, but my top 3 would be Fit for Idol, Slipknot and In This Moment. How I feel right now? I feel a little bit overwhelmed. I've just had all my friends over, so they've all left, and now I'm suddenly filming this video quickly before anyone else comes downstairs, so I feel a little bit rushed. Someone I love. I have something I love right here. This is Lexi. This is someone I love. She looks absolutely mortified. Yeah, she's someone I love. And my boyfriend as a very, very, very close second. My current relationship status in a relationship, my relationship with my parents, is a very strong one. We do get on. I have more in common with my dad than I do my mum, but my mum and I are both very headstrong and opinionated, but very, very different. But I have the utmost respect for my mum in every sense of the matter. My favourite holiday, oh my gosh, what was it? My favourite holiday is Halloween, because I get to either look the way I normally would and not have anyone be like, you know, or I go really, really over the top. I love to do makeup and create new things, so I do that quite a lot. Tattoos and piercings I have. I don't have any tattoos, but I do have a lip piercing, a nose piercing, and 2 ear piercings. Tattoos and piercings. I want a little crescent moon just about here on my wrist. I did contemplate having an eyebrow piercing, but I'm not sure more piercings wise. But yeah. The reason I joined YouTube. So the reason I joined YouTube originally was because I was hoping to ride off the back of all of this fame and fortune that came with it originally, but now it's more a case of fun. I currently don't have anything else to do in my spare time if I'm not with my boyfriend, so this is something that I can put a creative outlet into. The last book I read, I've already mentioned I'm reading Kelly Osbourne's Fierce. do I ever get good morning or good night texts? Unless I call my boyfriend first on Skype, then I usually get a good morning text to make sure I'm awake. Sometimes I'll have a good night text, but not very often. Have I ever kissed the last person I texted? Who was the last person I texted? The last person I texted was my friend Jack, and yes, I did. A very, very long time ago. We did used to date back in the day, but we found it very strange and just agreed that we were far better off friends. We were like, I don't know, 12 at the time, so I don't know if that really counts. When did I last hold hands? Probably about 2 weeks ago when I last saw my boyfriend. How long does it take me to get ready in the morning? Typically I can do all of this and get dressed within an hour. If I'm doing something different with my makeup that I wouldn't normally do, it can take longer, sometimes about an hour, 2 hours, but typically between 45 minutes and an hour. Have I shaved my legs in the past 3 days? Have I? I have an awful memory. Yeah, I have. Where am I right now? Currently I'm sat in my living room, and it's a bit of a mess back here because everyone's just shown up and just thrown things. If I was drunk and can't stand, who's taking care of me? My boyfriend is taking care of me. I've only ever been so drunk that I could not possibly stand twice, and one was my 18th and one was my 19th. Here in the UK it's okay to drink at 18 years old, so my 18th I wasn't necessarily drunk, I was just wearing very, very high heels and I was really tired, so I was just passing out on him while standing up, so he had to sit me down on a bench. My 19th, there's this big hole in my evening where I blacked out. Apparently I threw up, I cried, I had things drawn on me. He found me passed out with all the stuff on me. He wiped all of it off. Apparently I still had a full face of makeup. Cried about how embarrassed I was again, and then apparently I got up and just started drinking again. I remember crying the second time round and then getting up and just picking up a bottle of wine and just carrying on. I'm not one to just sit around and pretend that nothing happened. Do I like my music loud or at a reasonable level? I like my music to be absolutely booming loud. So, number of kids I want. I don't want any kids at the moment, maybe one. Do I smoke or drink? I drink occasionally and I smoke occasionally, not very often. And then finally, I would like to know what questions you guys would like to know from me. So let me know in the comments below, and all my social media will be down there too, and I will see you guys later.